What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Overachievers Gaming podcast episode of MSF Insider. This one's MSF Insider 8. I can't believe we're at 8 already. It's kind of crazy.
The funny thing about these is like every time we get to a new one, it's like the same feeling, but we're gonna be at like 200. It's like I can't believe we're at 200. Am I right, guys? You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm happy to get to like 50 at this point. We'll be good to go.
Totally.
This week we have ValleyFlyin with us to talk some craziness that's happening with all the new update with Marvel Strike Force. Valley, how's it going, man?
It is going good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. Thanks for coming back and being a part of the podcast yet again.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. I had a fun, little under the weather this time, so my voice is a little weird, but fully here and ready to go. This is fun. I love this.
Still smooth. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you can find us on Instagram at og.podcast, Twitter at overachieversp. Our website is beingoverachiever.com, where you can get this episode and every episode of us talking about video games, what we love about them, what we hate about them, maybe some fashion, maybe some men grooming advice, but mainly video games is what we talk about.
Grooming advice. You said that because I have a mustache.
Yeah, exactly. That's what brought it up to me. So you can find Valley streaming on twitch.tv/ValleyFlyin, right?
ValleyFlyin 76. For some reason, the normal ValleyFlyin was taken. So
yeah, because you've been streaming now a little bit. I've noticed, and I think actually I did a little gift subscription to Casino, and you were one of the ones that came through because you were just like offline because it randomizes people. It was kind of funny. I saw that happen.
Nice.
So now you have a tier 1 subscription to Casino, so you can go enjoy the emotes that he has.
Awesome.
But you're also streaming on YouTube at the same time, right? Doing a little restream.
Yeah, sometimes I simulcast on Twitch and YouTube. Sometimes I just go Twitch because I'm not sure how it messes with the algorithms. So sometimes I just do Twitch. So,
yeah, they don't like that. They get kind of angry at the restream stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the YouTube algorithm takes into account the total watch time. So when it's like a 4-hour stream and people only watch an hour, it doesn't do good for the rest of the videos. So I try to limit it on YouTube a little bit.
Sure,
more.
That's fair.
Yeah, but your regular YouTube where you do most of your content is where?
YouTube.com/ValleyFlyin.
Awesome. So, Valley, I very much appreciate you coming back on the pod and talking about some stuff. We got a lot to unpack this week because it's been 2 weeks.
So big. This was a very, very big week. Just this week alone. Yeah,
this week was nuts.
I feel like I woke up
to
a new update, and the image was like, "Oh, that's a new character. That's a new character. That's a new character." You know what I mean?
A lot of new characters this week. But we'll do a quick recap of the past 2 weeks. So we had a few different blitzes. So we'll go with the AIM Security Blitz, the Deadpool Blitz, and currently we're in the Killmonger Blitz, which they'll have like the Red Star and premiums later on today, since we're recording this on a Sunday. We had the Champions raid ending, which I was actually very happy about those rewards with the
Champions was great
between the Legion of Cabal and Panzer Hulk, and we were actually able to 100% that raid quite a few times. So
nice.
Kind of pushed us to do that. Alpha 4 is starting, and the controversial Ultimus 7 has made its way into our lives this past week. And I don't want to spend too much time on that because I really want to dive into that later on, because that has been no bueno for us, at least. But it's I'm excited to unpack that and talk more about that. But the main thing for this one is we had a slew of new character announcements and also a bunch of rework to some old characters. So we'll go with the reworks first, and then we'll get into the excitement for the new characters. So there's 5 characters that were reworked, given the Marauders tag, the Supernatural tag, with Mystique and Sabretooth getting the Marauders tag, and Scarlet Witch, Mordo, Doctor Strange getting the Supernatural tag, and then their kits getting slightly tweaked to be a little bit better for a Supernatural thing with Elsa Bloodstone and also Ghost Rider, which were announced a little bit. We talked a little bit about that last time, but anyway, what do you guys think about these new characters that are coming out, especially the craziness that is Mr. Sinister that just got announced? I feel like he's going to be a new Ultron type character.
You think?
It's crazy.
I'm excited for all of these. I was just really hoping it would be Doctor Doom now. I'm cool with waiting, whatever, but I just really want Doctor, especially after the Fantastic Four stuff. But I'm excited. I'm actually reading Ghost Rider right now, so it's kind of the perfect time that they announce it. But it's like obviously no relation. Like it's not like anything special with Ghost Riders happening.
It's just because it's spooky Halloween. It's October.
Well, no, there's actually to real quick. There's not a new, but there's a new kind of new line called Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys the Marvel Universe. It's like an
Alright.
alternate timeline. Ghost Rider comes back to the
Jeez.
yeah, it's crazy. So I'm reading that right now. But I'm excited. Ghost Rider's a really cool character, so I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see him in the game, and I heard he's like pretty OP too, right? I mean,
He's pretty strong. I just unlocked him last night actually, and he's fun. And even at his low level, like he's only 3 stars right now, but his kit synergizes well with that Mystic team.
sure.
That's the Supernatural team, I guess.
Supernatural,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, because for those of you guys that don't know, the Supernatural team is a Doctor Strange, Mordo, Scarlet Witch, Ghost Rider, and it's supposed to be Elsa Bloodstone, but she's not out yet. So I'm using Loki in place of
That fits. Yeah, I'm
Elsa
sure that
right
fits.
now. So that team's working pretty good. And just with his passive alone, he's really helping out that team. You know, his damage is pretty crappy at 3 stars when everybody else is at 7 stars.
What is he, a controller?
He is a brawler. So he's supposed to be the
brawler?
damage guy. Yeah.
Wait, so what's the passive that makes him so strong?
All right. So he grants on death. He grants 2 ability energy to all supernatural allies. So because he's the weakest person on that team, he should be dying.
He should be dying.
He's going to help the rest of that team. When a non-summon ally dies, he's going to attack the enemy that killed that target for 300% damage is where I'm at now, but it ramps up. And so that move right there is not that great at 3 stars because his damage is pretty bad. But when a negative effect is applied to an ally, he's going to up the speed bar of all the supernatural allies, and he's going to add health, and he's going to add focus to all the supernatural allies as well. So
that's cool.
Just with that, he's a pretty good addition to the team, even though his damage is pretty bad.
Yeah, that team needed some love. I think so. So that's cool to see.
They got a lot of love.
Yeah, my supernatural teams are not great. I have not worked on Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch whatsoever.
Why would you?
So,
they're really missing a place in the as far as having a team right now without the supernatural team. So it's good to give them that place that they're really missing.
Yeah,
my only problem, like, I don't really care if they ever deviate from comic stuff with this game because it's like a different universe, whatever. But man, like Scarlet Witch is easily one of the strongest characters in the Marvel universe, and to see her so fucking whack and as a healer is like such a bummer because, dude, there was I just need to say it. There was a line called the House of M, and Scarlet Witch literally like shut off the universe and changed everything. Like, got rid of like 3/4 of the mutants in the world. Homegirl is just like easily one of the strongest characters, and she's just so fucking whack in this game. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I like using her. She's fun. You got to use her on the right team though, because that opening move where she extends those debuffs. If you already have a lot of debuffs, she makes it very hard to do anything if she does that to you.
Sure, fair.
Like I accidentally went against a supernatural, not accidentally, but I went against them to kind of test it out. I got wiped out so bad, and all those debuffs on there, and then Scarlet Witch extended it. It was horrible.
Okay,
but yeah, she's very niche. I'll give you that. You gotta use her in the right team. You gotta plug her in, and then she's good. But
fair.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how she synergizes with everything else because the only person she synergized before with was Vision, but Vision goes on power armor, so.
Yeah. Right. Well, she actually, I mean, it's not listed, but her synergy with Mordo is really, really good as well. Because Mordo, I was using her with Mordo initially. Mordo will put the blinds on the enemy team. Yeah. She'll extend those blinds, so it's a 2-turn blind pretty much. So her synergy with Mordo was already really strong, and now it's even better.
Is that a good counter to AIM then, since AIM is throwing so many debuffs on themselves?
No. Anybody that puts a lot of debuffs on AIM is in trouble. So Brotherhood's bad.
AIM
Supernatural's going to be very bad against AIM.
Right, they want the debuffs. That's my bad.
Yeah. You want the debuffs, and man, I have to say, in the past, I guess, month since AIM rework has been announced with Graviton and all that stuff, I have put a hard stop on everything else, and I've been leveling up AIM. I never thought I'd say that, but
is that hilarious?
It's been ridiculous, dude. Like, I have lost so many fights in War Attack due to AIM. I'm overcompensating by like 100K and still losing fights. It's ridiculous.
You want to know the secret for that?
Yeah.
Save your defenders for offense and take out AIM with your defenders.
Get out of here.
That's
Defenders work so well against aim.
And what's interesting too is
mad
one
about
thing
that.
the what's it called? Shield actually does very well against them because they're fast. So they can actually go through and take
sure. But
out.
you're hitting like so many first
so
turns.
if you take out Scientist Supreme or whatever their healer is or Graviton, like it's pretty easy at that point. Like it's
Well,
not.
obviously, like I'm not going against as strong a teams as you, but I found that brawlers work because my Captain America and my Gamora, who both have high red stars, are hitting them first immediately. So I'm almost 100% taking out someone big beforehand with my, because I obviously am using brawlers for offense. Because my Captain America is 5 red stars and my Gamora is
You mean Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel. I keep saying Captain America. Thank you. And my Gamora is 4 red stars, but 6 stars total. So like they're hitting so hard right off the bat. But like again, like they're still so much lower. So it's like a whole different ball game. But I love that Brawlers team. I've said it
Brawlers is fun.
They're fun. They're fun.
Well, I didn't have Gamora on it at first, and then I just recently got her up so many stars. So I was like, oh yeah, she's going on.
Yeah, she's good for brawlers. I use her for brawlers as well, just to keep it, just to have someone else on there. But I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of new teams I want and whatnot just to see what happens.
Yeah,
with regards to with all these new characters coming out and like new with Stryfe and Mr. Sinister, however they get announced, and Hela. And putting them on new teams and whatnot. I'm actually kind of excited to start breaking up some teams and make it a little bit more interesting.
For sure. I mean, that's and like I do get it. There's a lot of complaints. Like going back, like to talk about the new teams. There's a lot of complaints, like on obviously Reddit, which there's always complaints, but about there being too many characters too fast and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter how fast it comes. We need more characters. Like we need changes in the meta, changes in the game. It makes it more fun. It like reinvigorates it, And it's like no one's forcing you to upgrade all these characters the day they come out. You know what I mean? Take your time. And I get it. I'm impatient. I get a new character. Like I'm finally get Magneto when his event starts in like a day or two, whatever it is. I'm finally get Magneto, and it's like I've been saving for him. Like I'm like I'm gonna upgrade the shit out of him immediately because I really want him. Like my Brotherhood is so whack without him. But like if you know a character's coming out that you like, if you want to save for it, dope. If not, whatever, dude. Take your time. Like, we're still playing a game on our phone. You know what I mean? So it'll be okay. The world isn't over. We want more characters. We don't want like if
more
they
resources. If anything,
we do need. That's something we do definitely need more of, or a change in the balance.
What was that?
No, we need more resources.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'm fine with like a lot of people on Reddit have been complaining about that. No, we don't need any more characters. We don't have enough resources. Like, no, we should ask for more characters because that makes the game fun. We should just request for the.
Dude, if they weren't doing this many character drops, this game would be dead.
Yeah,
like it would die 100%.
Well, let me propose the flip side of that, because I've experienced that in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where they would announce maybe one character every 2 or 3 months way back in the day. That was horrible. So I'd much rather have this problem of too many characters than too little characters.
100%.
This is a good character. This is a good problem to have.
You will have time to upgrade that character. You will have the ability to upgrade it. It is so much better to be stuck with too many characters that you are going to upgrade at some point than to not have it, like to not have anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's kind of the point of their business model, to give you so much to choose from that you got to make a choice or you got to spend to get everything, So
I mean, the spend sucks, but like
that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, exactly. To pay to win. Yeah. Or pay to enjoy, I suppose, however you want to.
It's a collector game. They want you to finish your collection, and you're not supposed to finish your collection unless you spend a lot of money. That's
just like MMOs. It's the same shit.
But 100%,
interestingly
100%.
enough. So what do you guys think about we talked a little bit about Ghost Rider. What do you guys think about Stryfe and Mr. Sinister and Elsa? We don't really know too much about Elsa because obviously actually, funny enough, is there's not an announcement for when her campaign starts, but on a different Marvel website, it said that her campaign starts on October 26th. So that'll be Thursday for anyone paying attention.
That's funny.
So by the time this podcast comes out, you can all find her campaign starting 2 days later on Thursday the 26th. So
woo,
be cool. I'm actually looking forward to that. I like when they add new campaigns. I think the story writing in the campaigns is hilarious and fun, and I really think that's something that I personally really enjoy as a storyteller.
Oh, yeah, the campaigns are fun.
Yeah, and And I'm looking forward to actually being able to unlock her without having to drop a ton of money because I've stopped really spending money in the game. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And the same with Ghost Rider. I haven't unlocked. I know a bunch of people have paid to unlock him, but I'm just going by as much as I can with the blitz, with the character blitzes, with the jack-o'-lantern, opening the orbs, trying to get him without having to open my wallet to see it. And so far, I'm like 2/3 of the way there. So we'll see. I'm at like 67 shards or something like that.
I went pretty hard on Blitz, and I unlocked him without spending. But I put a lot of time autoing this Blitz. Characters. So that's kind of how it is. You got to either spend a lot or play a lot, and I have fun playing. So even if it's totally looking at this team, seeing how they do.
Elsa's a cool character, so I'm really excited to see her.
I know nothing about her outside of she's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So
she's like a zombie hunter.
She's kind of like the what's the Van Helsing of the Marvel.
She's like a female Van Helsing from Marvel that
she had
kills
really
undead characters.
There is this event called it doesn't matter, but essentially Doctor Strange tries to bring back Las Vegas from the dead because Hydra destroys it. It's really cool. And Mephisto like pops in the town. He's like, "Oh, you're trying to bring all these people back from the dead? Like, you can't get that past me." And so there's like a supernatural team with like Wong, Elsa, Blade, Ghost Rider, and like someone else. Oh, Man Thing. And they go into Vegas.
Thing?
Yeah, Man Thing. He's like a Swamp Thing kind of. Is this Man Thing? Am I thinking of the name wrong? Wrong name?
No, it's Man Thing. Yeah.
He's like this big swampy creature. He's really cool. And they go into Vegas and beat up Mephisto, obviously. And she's a part of that team. It's like the B. It's like the B team of just like supernatural fighters. She's cool though. She's just a badass. Like it's always funny when you meet a character in like a comic or supernatural world that isn't like super powered. They're just cool.
What is she just like the Punisher? She just has those shotguns and no superpowers
of the supernatural world. Yeah.
Okay.
No, she's British, so she's got superpowers automatically.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Knock people out with that accent.
Right.
Yep. But circling back around, what do you guys think of the new additions to the game with Hela, Stryfe, and
Hela's gonna be dope. Hela's gonna be dope.
Hella dope.
Hela, and are you guys calling the undead Asgardian Greg?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but yeah.
Hela
and Greg. Oh my goodness, they look so strong.
Black Panther is going to have a field day with Greg.
Why is Black Panther?
No.
Okay, so are you familiar with her kit?
No, not at all.
Okay, so what happens? When she is spawned, she will summon Greg, the undead Asgardian, and whenever Greg dies, she'll summon Greg again. And if you use on board defense, anytime any non-summon Asgardian, so Loki and Thor, whenever they die, she'll summon another Greg.
Whoa!
Yeah, multiple.
So he'll just keep coming back to life until she's dead. So
we only have 3 Asgardians right now, right? We just have Loki, Thor, and Hela.
Correct. Loki, Thor, and Hela. Well, Loki and Thor. Yeah.
Right now, Hela's technically not here yet, but apparently they're coming in November. So,
do you know the rumors characters?
No.
It's Heimdall and I don't know who the other one is.
Heimdall and Sif are the rumored characters, and this person that gave the rumors has had very accurate predictions before and has missed on some before. So
Heimdall would be cool.
Take it with a grain of salt, but that is the rumors right now.
Surprised they don't do Valkyrie before Sif. Valkyrie has more play in the world right now, but whatever.
I like Sif.
Sif is cool.
I don't know who that is. So
Sif is like Thor's like booty call kind of.
Oh, okay.
Sif was in the first Thor movie, the female.
Yeah.
In that one.
Oh, okay. I know.
The non-Natalie Portman lead.
In the second movie, she's the one that gets all jealous of Natalie Portman being there and shit. But she's cool. She's definitely cool. She has a cool part in War of the Realms, which is happening right now. I'm gonna stop talking about the comics.
Well, that's the interesting part because that's where I learn more about the backstory.
Yeah, I don't know the comics either, so I find it interesting as well.
Listen, I throw this plug in. I wish we were sponsored by them. I throw this plug in every time to get Marvel Unlimited. It's like $70 a year. You could read every single Marvel comic up until the last 6 months. So
that's crazy.
It is honestly the best deal that ever exists. So if you want to read comics, you should read that
that's interesting because I used to collect comics as a kid and I got a bunch of them at my parents' house, but I don't think I've read a lot of them.
Well, the cool thing about this game
that might be cool.
is that like it brings a lot of people together that probably aren't into comics or aren't into Marvel or anything, because it's just fun and there's a lot of characters and like, we see these movies, but like if you have the chance, like these comics are so good. Even the bad ones are good. And all they do is just keep getting better, cooler stories. And we have like nearly a century of comics to your disposal if you so choose to like check them out. Like seriously, since I don't know, the Submariner was what in the 40s or something. I don't know.
I
Like
think he was the first Marvel superhero.
yeah, he was. So like if you want,
Very
you
first.
can go back to like that long ago to read comics, but Hela should be dope. Fun fact though, everyone, because the movies, Hela thinks Hela is Thor and Loki's sister, but in the comics, Hela is actually Loki's daughter. Fun fact.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is a big change. That I
huge
didn't know
change.
about.
Huge change.
Jeez.
I just want to make sure that is
Cool.
correct.
But the rest of her kid is good as well.
Yeah,
Not just that Greg part. And,
yeah, I like the clear debuff or a clear death proof on one of the AoEs, which is great.
Yeah,
So
but
that'll be
the other thing she does with that same move, she's gonna spread the negative effects from one target to everybody. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's like Venom, Carnage is basic but better. It's just crazy.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm saving some more red stars, I think, for her. I think she's going to be ridiculous when she comes out and it's going to be available. So I think I might try my best to get her unlocked a little bit, because she's even going to be good for war defense, I think, because I think she has a little bit of a perk in her passive for war defense as well.
Yeah, it's weird. Both of these teams, this Ars Guardians and the Marauders, are built for. They have things in their kit for war defense. So more Colton-y type mechanics coming.
Yeah, it'd be
mind
interesting.
all the war stuff, but I just wish that they would have more versatility in all the game modes for characters.
Yeah, so one thing that was mentioned was making all of these bonuses, like the war defense or war offense or raids, available just for the blitz mode. Yeah. And that wouldn't kind of break the mode. So I put out a poll on YouTube, and the responses have been pretty good. And I'm going to reach out to Jason Bender and tell him about it. And hopefully there's something that they could add, because that, you get a character for war defense. You don't get to experience all of the benefits and all the coolness that character does,
Yeah. Interesting.
So it's kind of wasted on a war defense team. So you're like, I got more wins, but I don't really get to see all these cool mechanics. But if something like that was added to maybe a blitz mode, across the board, it wouldn't really change the competitive integrity of blitz, because everybody would be affected.
Right.
So I would be in favor of something like that. Would you guys?
Some of these teams are good enough that they can survive in blitz. Like Power Armor is so strong. Like obviously Fantastic Four is so strong with Namor even in there. But yeah, I think that would be dope, dude. That would be awesome.
I would love that. Yeah,
that would be kind of rad. I'd be curious to see how that works out, and I think it's a good spot, especially like if you don't have like if you just have these characters unlocked, or like they're at like 30 level 30, like 10,000 power. It'd be good to at least see how they work, with all the passives and whatnot. But I'd be curious. 100%. Well, I will definitely be rooting for you, talking to Mr. Bender about that. And if you do,
I'll talk to him. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I'll definitely talk to him.
Right, give us a little push for the Envoy program while you're there too, because we're trying to get that.
I'll mention it.
Have you messaged anybody about that?
Me? Yeah, I've emailed Cerebro, but I haven't heard anything back. So I got a whole lot of no response.
Yeah, that dude with the Italian kid curses too much.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Sorry, bud.
But either way, it's we're keeping on whether or not we get it, because we enjoy this game and enjoy talking about it either way. But so going on, what do you think about Stryfe in adding that Marauder tag and having Mystique and Sabretooth as a part of that team?
So what is the comic guy? Well, I don't know. That's where my comic knowledge falls off. I know not much about X-Men world.
Okay.
Like the world of X-Men. So I know nothing about the Marauders or what they are. So
I know a little bit, because
are they the only two tags with Marauders?
Those are the only two characters right now that are getting the tag. So Sabretooth was in the Marauders. Mystique was in the Marauders. Gambit was in the Marauders briefly.
Right.
So I was like, oh, maybe this means Gambit's coming to the game. I don't know. Yeah. But Stryfe was not a Marauder. It was like a group formed by Mr. Sinister. A lot of the characters, I don't know the names of off the top of my head. They're kind of obscure characters, but Sabretooth was in there, pretty big character. Same with Mystique. So interesting. As Stryfe is like a clone of Cable.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Stryfe, so I'm curious
he's
to read more about.
Technically not a Marauder, but they gave him the tag. I just kind of for some synergy in the game. So could be interesting who they give the final piece of that team that tagged for, because if it would give someone in that actual Marauder squad or someone outside like Stryfe that would fit thematically.
Sure.
You know what I was just thinking about now, like looking up Wikipedia just real quick just to see what's going on, is I wish that in the game, if you were to click on someone's profile, that they just gave you like a little bit of backstory of how they, where they come from, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
just like maybe
minimal.
a paragraph.
It'll say like, a controller base, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's not very...
that kind of thing. It would be nice just to have like, hey, here's a little bit of like a backstory of who this person is and where they come from and where they are in the MCU gaming world or whatever, or the MGU. So
that would be, just a little blurb for each character would be nice.
It'd be kind of cool. It just gives you a little bit of reason to, read up about somebody or just understanding where because I have no idea anything about Elsa or Mr. Sinister or Stryfe or Hela. I mean, I know Hela, but like I didn't know anything really about Ghost Rider either. So I was like, I don't know anything about this outside of me doing my own research on it. So it's
Ghost Rider is a super cool character. Like,
I know him from the Nicolas Cage movies.
he should not be. Oh God, it's so bad, dude.
I bet it's bad.
Have you seen the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider?
I have. Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh God,
it's the worst.
When he first like goes like hellfire, like I'm
on fire.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so
There's
bad.
A fire in my brain.
Yeah, Ghost Rider's cool. Sorry, I totally hear you. That would be cool if there's a little thing, but like there's so much like there's almost too much you could there's not enough room on our phone screen to fit any kind of summary. That's the thing we have to remember is these characters are constantly going through changes in like their universe, right? So right now, the first Ghost Rider. Was it not Robbie Reyes? I think he's the new one. But the original Ghost Rider isn't even the current Ghost Rider. Yeah, the current Ghost Rider's name is Robbie Reyes, right? I think so.
Robbie Reyes is the Ghost Rider that came into the Shield show, so I think he's the current one.
Yeah, so like the last one, which I forgot what his name was. He's in charge of Hell currently. Mephisto is out, and like Robbie and like the original Ghost Rider is
Johnny Blaze.
Yes, Johnny Blaze.
That's the one that's in the game. That's the version that's in the game.
So like, if you're making this game, right, and you have this, and you want to give the character a little summary, who do you put? Do you do the OG? Do you do what's currently in the
this
comics?
This is the Johnny Blaze one. That's
I know, I get that, but I'm saying though, if you were to add like summaries of the character, how do you choose? I guess, but obviously that's different because that's very specific. We know that's Johnny Blaze, but like, I think I'd be very interesting to see how they, and like, that there's gonna be some nerd on the subreddit, like, well, they got this information wrong, but
there's so many people that say that already,
right?
So.
Exactly.
Well, they kind of have their own universe if you look at it in this game. It's not totally from the comics. It's not totally from the movies. It's just kind of a mix of many different sources of what they're kind of using with their theme. In this game
for sure, which is
it all fits in the Marvel gaming universe is now a thing. So
it is.
The MGU.
MGU.
I mean, in the newest Spider-Geddon, which was an event that just happened not too long ago, they pull out because all the Spider people from all the multiverse are come together in 616 to fight these this like demon or this vampire family. They pull out the Spider-Man from the PS4 game.
What?
Yeah. It was like, okay, this is cool. They're recognizing that is its own universe. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm all about. I love it. I think it's awesome.
It's kind of cool how they set it up like that.
Yeah.
There's multiverse universes that they could pull the video game. And, different storylines.
Yeah.
All right. Well, continuing back around yet again. Okay, we're keep going around the circle.
Why did you talk about Mr. Sinister for so long?
I know. I really want to talk about this. I want to just talk about how broken Mr. Sinister is going to make this game because I'm curious to see about what his release is like. But Dom, I don't know if you've looked at his his kit whatsoever.
Not at all. No.
I know. I
honestly,
texted you about
I've
it.
been so far behind on anything. I'm just happy to be home right now. I've been gone and
Good. Well,
traveling.
it's informational for you, and we get to talk about it. So, one of the things that's going to make him insane is his ability to clone somebody from the opposite team and bring them to your team at his full stats. So, oh man, I don't know how this is going to work. Like, can you imagine if you're fighting an Ultron team and Mr. Sinister starts with 3 energy, but then his passive gives you 3 energy as soon as he takes a turn.
Yeah.
And so he can use his clone ability out the gate.
Turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1. And imagine just cloning an Ultron on your team, and then you have multiple Ultrons, or keep cloning Ultrons, or however you want to do that. It's gonna be insane, man. I'm telling you what.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, and the clones will spawn with 90% of the speed bar filled, is what was just data mined.
Really? Oh my goodness. Holy.
We'll see if that stays in or not, but if that is in, that's crazy.
Hopefully that does not stay. Come on.
But even still, I think that like the game has needed like a new mechanic, I think, for a while, and I really think this is going to make some interesting teams, and it's either going to break the game, and it's going to be just like who's got the more powerful Mr. Sinister, or it's going to turn into like just a turtling back and forth with a bunch of different stuff, which I think is what they're trying to do with like all the ward defense tags. Is they don't want people rushing to full clears. They want it to kind of be more of like an engagement in a fight, which I understand. Because we've in our alliance we've run into issues where it's who can full clear the fastest. But
that's kind of how it evolves,
yeah, and so like I kind of like that back and forth of like, hey, this makes it more interesting, and you're trying to use characters to you're not just having one attack clears a room. It's like one attack can do some damage and do some stuff. So I'm curious to see what they do with that with Mr. Sinister. But man, holy crap, with him and Stryfe in there, because Stryfe is going to be the tank on the team for sure, and he like starts with like some deflects and some defense ups and whatnot, and he'll increase his taunt on each turn, and then but just Mr. Sinister in itself is just going to be broken 100%. It's going to be. I'm just curious at what kind of level they make him. If he's going to be an Ultron level, if he's going to be the new reward for the new Fear of the Darkness, or I don't know what they're going to call the next Fear of the Darkness, but just yeah. What do you guys think?
Well, here's an interesting thing that you were talking about. Mr. Sinister has a relationship with Apocalypse, so some people are theorizing maybe Apocalypse would be the new Dark Dimension character.
It would make sense. Currently, right now, there's House of X, which is the comic series that is saving X-Men. X-Men has been pretty bad for the last year or so, and Jonathan Hickman, who's arguably one of the best comic writers of all time, came back to do House of X, which is currently happening, and Mr. Sinister has a big part in Powers of X, one of the side stories. So it'd be cool if there's Apocalypse stuff, because he's popping right now with the new reinvigoration of X-Men.
Yeah, so both. I mean, Mr. Sinister looks strong enough. Apocalypse definitely would be strong enough for a new Dark Dimension. Both of them.
Yeah, seriously.
I would welcome.
Apocalypse has to be alongside Doctor Doom. Like they'd have to be like Ultron level characters.
I think those are the two top names that are being thrown out by the community: Apocalypse and Doctor Doom for the new Dark Dimension.
I mean, totally.
Yeah. Who would you guys want off the?
I want Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom is one of the coolest characters ever created. Like at one point he was like literally God Emperor Doom. You know what I mean? Like Doctor Doom is easily one of the coolest characters ever made in comic books. There's like no telling how OP he could be in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Doctor Doom. I didn't read much of Fantastic Four. I just know him from the little bit of games that I played.
Do yourself a favor. Just read. Oh my God!
If you can remember, you can text it to me later if you want.
I'm gonna.
I'm looking forward.
It's essentially the event that restarted the Marvel universe.
Okay. Event that I'll just figure that out later. Me personally, I'm really looking forward to, if we get it in the future, I'm sure we will, is getting Iceman. Iceman was my favorite X-Men of all time. Or it was X-Men and Archangel were my two favorites growing up.
Both OG X-Men, by the way, that aren't in the game yet.
I know. I'm waiting for that, because that'll be a lot of people like Ghost Rider. A lot of people liked the the other characters have come out like Phoenix and all that sort of stuff. But like for me, Iceman and Archangel were like two of my favorites. Growing up with watching that cartoon, playing those games on like Sega Genesis and NES and all that sort of stuff, and just having those things up there. Those are my favorite characters because I just really like the way they played. So that's what I'm looking for.
Secret Wars. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Secret Wars. Oh yeah. I've read that comic. Go reread it again.
With the Beyonder, or is there a new one?
Well, no, it was the last iteration, which I think was 2015, where Dr. Doom gets the power of the Beyonders and recreates and merges all the universes into one battle world. It's honestly one of the coolest comics ever written. Like, Doom was strong enough to kill Scott Summers when he had the Phoenix Force, to kill Thanos, to kill Doctor Strange. Like, Dr. Doom was just the most overpowered. Yeah, dude. Scott Summers walks out of this pod all like Phoenix forced up and is like, "You're nothing, Doom." Blah blah blah. Like, I am the Phoenix, and Doom straight up grabs him by the throat, disintegrates his body. All that's left is Scott Summers' spine and skull.
Ugh.
All right,
dude. It was so hard. It was so hard. Oh man,
crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Well, I don't think he's gonna be that strong if he comes to the game just for balance.
That was obviously that was the most OP any character could be. You know what I mean? But yeah, he for a normal guy who's just had his body messed up, Dr. Doom has somehow created just this like aura of awesome, right? Like, he's the controller, he's the leader of Latveria. He could like just give out powers cosmic. Like, the dude is just, he's badass. I'm excited. I want him. I want him bad.
All right, Dom, you need to leave the room for a minute.
Sorry to keep on this tangent, but the rumor when the Fantastic Four came out was that he was supposed to kind of replace Namor in that Fantastic Four squad and make them a raid viable team, and then Silver Surfer was supposed to replace Namor and make them the other way, whether Dr. Doom for Arena and then Silver Surfer for Raid. Whether that rumor still happens or not, we'll see. But that is what was rumored about Dr. Doom way back.
Quick question: is there only specific abilities for teams and characters for Raid and War right now? Is there any Blitz or Arena characters?
No.
There isn't. That's very
not tag specific. No.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see that at some point.
I'm sure. Yeah, it couldn't. I mean, it'll definitely, if they're smart about it, they'll make it so that way that happens. But it would make sense to, have Blitz, just to give them the ability to, use the same,
especially now that
war
we're
defense
seeing with Blitz being so insane.
Yeah.
Like tier anything above tier 7 is like, even like tier 6 is like difficult now. I feel like, but 7 and 8 is just, oh my goodness.
Depends on the teams. If you get a meta team or a synergized teams, it's almost impossible to beat. But once in a while, you'll find those weird mixed teams, and you're like, even though they have a lot of power, you could wipe them because they're not synergized well.
Yep.
But it's rare, but they do exist, those matchups.
Indeed. So Ultima 7 dropped this week. I know we teased it a little bit at the beginning.
Woo!
And they single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, I suppose, but it's like they did a 1-2 punch of, they nerfed the rewards out the gate and also made it exponentially harder than it was when it first came around. So what do you guys think about this? I know our alliance is pretty in there. We're like the number 125th alliance with total collection power, and we can barely hit 35% on the Ultima 7.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What do you guys think? How are you guys faring with Ultima 7 with this new difficulty spike and the what do you think about the kind of shitty rewards they have for it?
We're getting 30%. That's like my clan's doing 30.
All right.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm happy enough for that.
I mean, at 30%, the rewards are slightly better than Ultima 6 at 100%. So it's worth it slightly.
Well, I did the math on it. It's actually, you need 35% to get the same rewards as Ultima 7. Is what it comes down to.
35% cutoff.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, what the cutoff or to get more rewards for a daily is you have to clear all the way up until the second boss node. Don't have to clear the second boss node, but you have to clear the nodes up into the second boss node in order to surpass Ultima 6 in terms of raid season points on that sort of stuff. So if you can get to that point, continue on. If you can't get to that point, I recommend maybe running it once a week and then running U6 daily, so that way you can get there and also get your raid season points, so you can get your tier 4 mats and whatnot for your characters. But we're having this discussion right now because I'm one of the officers in my alliance. We're having this discussion now: is do we focus on clearing U7 or getting as far as we can U7 daily, or do we continue with U6? And I made these suggestions like we should continue with U7, but we should also start focusing more on. We should start requiring people to start focusing more on raid teams, because I have currently 3 raid teams right now, and as much as I really don't want to, I'm gonna start working on Wakandans just because I need something to help clear some. Even just throw in as like a sacrificial team that'll take out like 3 or 4 characters, and then I can throw something else in. But I have a new I guess people have dubbed it as the best raid team, which is Thanos, Invisible Woman, Rocket, Star-Lord, and Minerva, because that is
it's just BKT, but
without Groot.
Without Groot, because I have her. I don't have her passive max, but I have her ultimate max, and her special max, because that often.
You're talking T4 maxed?
Yeah, the tier 4 max. Okay. Yeah. So because the offense down for 2 turns on everyone is clutch in U7.
Big. I believe
and
it.
If you have it positioned correctly, I have her between Star-Lord and Thanos, that she's just getting energy all the time, and then she can just offense down everyone. It's been pretty clutch in Alpha 4 for me.
Okay.
And I finally just got her. She's almost tier 13, so I'm excited for that. But still rocking 5 stars.
You got a big Invisible Woman. I'm jealous.
Yeah, but I like that team. I started experimenting with that in U6, and I could I could auto U6 with a little bit of like, okay, I have to step in and do stuff, but that team I don't have to even do anything. Just auto, and it'd be good to go, because you just keep everyone barriered, and if you get hit a little bit, then whenever someone dies, then Minerva just auto heals, whenever everybody dies. So, but I have that. I have Defenders team, and then I have a hodgepodge, little bit of a Guardians team that kind of works out well with who else is in there? I can't remember who I have right now, but it's like the leftovers that I have. So like Groot's in there, with Gamora, with no Rocket because he's on my other team. But it works out.
How's your Shield and X-Men? Because I would recommend building them before your Wakandans.
Yeah, well, my Shield's at 192k, so they are okay. My Wakandans are 122k, so they're not great. But X-Men are actually pretty decent. My X-Men team is my second strongest team overall. So I'm excited for the rumoredness of Beast, which makes him raid viable. So
Beast.
They're very viable now if you just want to refresh Phoenix every node.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, to not have to refresh Phoenix would be nice. But that's what I'm excited for, is excited for just having Beast to have a better X-Men team. But yeah, I've been giving it a hard look at what I want to work on for my team, and I actually want to ask that for when we do the team advice thing, what you guys think would be a good 3rd or 4th raid team. But we can come back to that later. So, but either or.
Cool. I'm actually liking the difficulty of this. I might be in the minority, but it's more of a challenge. I think it's more fun than just autoing Ultima 6 as well. So I agree. The difficulty, I'm fully in favor of. The rewards, though, they're a little bad.
Yeah, it's like they forgot a 0.
So I was talking to Casino earlier this week about that, and he brought up a good point, because when they do the reward super low like this, it gives them room to increase it. And we weren't calibrated with our rewards right. We could always bump the rewards up. Whereas if they give too much rewards, they can't be like, shoot, this is going to break the economy. Yeah, we got to scale it back. Yeah. So I'm hoping that this just means like, you know what, we weren't right. We're going to increase the reward, make the community happy, because they did that similarly with the Ultima 6 when that first came around. The rewards were very, very bad, and they ultimately increased it after a couple weeks or so, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm hoping that's what happens here, because other than that, I'm fully in favor of this raid. The rewards weren't a little better.
Yeah, I don't mind the difficulty. The difficulty is not the thing that like makes it tough, but like I feel like if you can reliably 100% use 6, no problem. You should be able to at least reliably 30% use 7, and that's kind of like the benchmark. But I know that first time we did it, man, it took some like refreshes and heals, and like I spent a ton of cores just trying to get back up to 30% power thing. Now we're like, around 35 to 40% reliably we can hit that, but it's just, man, it just makes me realize like, okay, well, I guess I gotta stop working on war offense teams and war defense teams, and now I gotta start working on raid teams again. So there's that. That's great.
Yeah,
can't wait. There goes all my gold yet again.
Well, that's what Foxnex is doing.
Yep, that's true.
They're causing you to prioritize which team.
Moving the goalposts.
Moving
sort of.
Posts. Am I right?
It's not as bad as what they did before.
That's true. You're very true.
Like, because they said that first strike. This is like a preliminary version. The real one's going to be harder. The real one's going to have less rewards. So I was expecting it, but I was expecting more rewards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I'm happy.
Yeah. So outside of that, and just like the craziness that is U7, what's coming next that you guys are looking forward to? I know we mentioned it with the new characters coming out, with other new things happening. Elsa Bloodstone's events campaigns happening on Thursday, so that's coming up next. Anything else that's coming out that you guys are looking forward to in the MSF world?
Well, not like things that are specifically new, but obviously I'm really excited to get Magneto finally as like a middle tier character.
That's right, Magneto's coming out. Yep.
Yeah, like the Magneto event in 2 days.
I have a fun story about that.
I'm excited just to have Magneto and because Brotherhood is just very strong. So I'm excited to get that. But other than that, everything we talked about is really exciting. I'm stoked. So
yeah, there's a lot of new content that they added. I'm excited that they started adding a bunch of new content, which is what we need. Although we need more campaigns.
Like I just feel like I seriously woke up to an update and it's like everything is different. I was like, oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
New background, new like load screens, new characters.
Load screens are awesome.
Oh, totally.
Oh, and the team ups work again. I don't know if you noticed.
The team ups do work.
The animations in the game that were disabled.
Totally forgot all about that. So I have a fun story about Magneto. So like I've been sitting on Mystique, Sabretooth, and Pyro at 7 stars. I've just been waiting to 7-star him for the Magneto event. So I'm like, all right, cool. So it came around. I 7-starred everybody, spent 1.5 million gold or something like that. And then I looked last night after I just finished 7-starring Mystique, because I was waiting for the reset at 8 p.m. Eastern to be able to, manage my gold properly for milestones for Coulson and all sort of stuff. And I went and I looked at the Magneto event and it's like, okay, cool, I'm ready to go. And I was like, oh, I forgot I have a 7-star Wolverine, a 7-star Phoenix, a 7-star, all these other people. I was like, I didn't need to spend all this gold, but
you know what, though? That's just going to make your Brotherhood team that much better. So it's not like it's a total waste.
I know.
It will pay for itself eventually.
Yeah, it was just funny that I was like, oh man, I gotta get Sabretooth up, I gotta get Mystique up, I gotta get Pyro up. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna spend this wisely. Right. And I just realized I just needed one person that I need to spend on. But oh well, it's fine. It'll be good for the event. And like you said, it's not wasted. So
as long as you didn't screw up your milestones, you're cool.
Yeah, I mean I try to do it. Well, how are you guys doing for Coulson for
man,
unlocking him?
So slow for me, and I feel like I'm like purposely dumping gold and shit. Like, what am I at? I'm kind of bummed about it because I'm not close to Coulson yet. But luckily, we had this event going for still like forever.
Yeah, for a while.
I think most people should unlock him.
Oh, better. I'm at 97 at 180. That's not so bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad. I do have him at 5 red stars, so that'll be funny to get him.
Oh man, I hate you so much.
I know.
I'm sitting at 150 out of 180 just from trying to be.
Yeah, you're almost there.
I'm almost there. I probably like another week or two, and I'll be able to get him. Although my shield team's not the greatest, so he'll get leveled up and thrown. I know.
An excuse to make it the greatest.
Man, I'm slacking. I'm only at 126. You're kicking my butt.
Well, we have we hit those milestones pretty frequently. I don't know if you guys hit those for your.
I've been getting the World Warrior and then the energy ones. It's the gold one that I've been really behind with.
Yeah, that's the
I'm behind.
That's the difficult milestones and whatnot to hit. I feel like, because I try to go for like 1 million or 1.2 million for the milestones, because that's where I feel like I'm It's crazy that you just
Where is your gold coming from? I'm not getting that much gold a day. I don't know where people are getting their gold from for these milestones.
I do all the refreshes up to 100 cores on the energy, and I just get, I'm farming for different.
I get those. I just don't get the. I just don't get the.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting
gold.
lucky with gold pools. I don't know. Maybe I haven't hit a 3 million gold pool yet, but I get like, once a month I'll get a 1 million pool or something like that. So, which is
I've hit those in the past. I haven't hit any recently. That's probably where it is.
Do you know the crane theory?
The crane. I've heard of it.
All right, so
I've heard of it. I've heard it mentioned.
So here's a secret for everyone. This is a hot take right now for everyone who's listening. The crane.
This is a one for me because I've heard it before. I've never fully had it explained to me.
So the crane theory is when you're in so if you click on the if you have the gold orb open or whatever, if you click on it, like if you hit get when you're looking at or claim or whatever. And you're looking at that screen where you can hit open. So the crane goes around the gold orb, and the theory is, and it's worked for me twice so far. Okay. The theory is you want to hit open when the crane is closest to you as the player as possible. So what it'll do is it goes, I'm looking at it right now. So essentially it's like it swings all the way back and then it swings all the way to the front. That's not when you open it. It gets closer and then swings to you one last time before going through. And that's like gives you, I don't know, people theorize about it. But it's worked for me twice. I've gotten 1 million gold pulls from it.
Hey, even if it's a placebo effect, if it works, it works.
So I'll show I'll show it to you right here since I have it right here on my iPad. So you would pull it
going there, and it's going.
Actually, it's this side.
I see it. Right there.
Right there. So essentially, is when I would pull. So essentially, it's like here. I'll wait for it one more time. This is like if you're not a vision, obviously it's
this
hard
is absolutely
to.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So anyway, you wouldn't pull it when it swings out here. Not here yet.
There.
Right there. So it does like that double take.
The second time.
The second time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's the crane theory.
Oh
so there
my
you go.
God. Tinfoil hats on, friends.
Tinfoil hats fully on for this one.
Hey, it makes it, even if it doesn't work, it makes it more fun every time you're pulling the gold.
I'm a 30-year-old adult. I still play Pokemon, and every time I throw a Pokeball, I still press B right as it's about to catch Pokemon, even though I know there's nothing happening there. You know what I mean? So whatever.
You gotta do it. That's what makes it's a game. You gotta make the game fun. You gotta do it every time. I'm gonna do that every time I open an orb.
100%.
There you go. 100%. Crane theory.
Even if there's no validity behind it, it still makes it more fun to open.
100%.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more interesting. So there you go. You're welcome. You can enjoy it. Hopefully you pull a couple 3 million gold orbs for that, and we'll see what happens. So going forward, we have our Love It and Hate It segment. I think Dom and I have given ourselves quite a bit of things to talk about for loving and hating it. So I think we'll just keep this to our guests, Dom, if you're okay with that.
Oh, yes, I'm okay. I've said the same.
Valley, tell me one thing that you love about the game and one thing you hate about the game.
Oh my goodness! How specific can we get?
It can be however you want.
I could give a much better answer for this, but what do I love? I love playing with the new characters and trying them out and the new mechanics and seeing that stuff. So I'm loving playing with the Supernatural team right now. I love the whenever the newest team comes, I love using that.
Yeah, that's cool.
What do I hate about this game? the sheer amount of time it takes to be competitive. I've spent a lot of time in Blitz and War and raids, and that'd be the only thing.
Yeah, don't look at your screen time.
On the flip side, sometimes I enjoy that too. So.
Right.
So
yeah,
I guess the time when I don't have it is
when you're like trying to do other things,
like
you're out with family and friends, and you're trying to do stuff.
Yeah,
you're trying to get your.
I gotta play this right now. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like we were out last night for dinner with friends, and I was trying to I needed to get my blitzes in so that way I didn't have to reach into my pocket and play while the 3 hours that we were out. So it was like I needed just to have a little something. It's just the time it takes is I definitely agree with that. I've looked at my screen time report on Apple and it's not great. So,
it's all Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
I'm a big Instagram whore, so I'm just constantly on Instagram. It's like Marvel Strike Force and then easily Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Definitely have. So, all right. So, how did you guys do this week with Red Stars? I know Dom, you have an exciting one to talk about.
I mean, it's
Valley. How'd you do?
Yeah, we'll get into it.
I saved mine and opened them in chunks. So I didn't open any in the past couple weeks.
Oh, really?
I opened it when Coulson came out. I got 2 red stars on Coulson, and that's the last time I opened.
I don't want to brag about my 5 red star Coulson, but I'm going to brag about
Ooh,
my
jeez.
pull for this week, my first 7-star, which it's not like exactly the worst, but it's not the best. I got a 7-star Kree Cyborg.
Ooh,
He's good, man.
just the 7-star alone. Oh my goodness, that is so rare.
I know, a 7-star, isn't it nuts?
I know whales that have opened thousands of red star orbs literally and don't have a 7-star. So geez, congratulations.
Definitely cool. I'm like thinking, like, do I buff up my Kree? So I put him maybe on some kind of like tech team. I don't know. Like, there's some questions involving this character now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about this.
Kree's not the worst team, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're kind of a mid-game player.
Yeah.
From what I gather. So I don't know if I would recommend him so early.
Yeah.
But once you do unlock Ultron, he works really well with Ultron feeding that energy.
Cyborg does?
Cyborg, yeah.
Oh, wow.
He feeds energy to, I believe it's Tech.
Yeah. Because he's
so,
Tech. Yeah.
So once you get Ultron, that'll be a good
brilliant
synergy.
I'm so far from the Ultron dudes. I'm so far. But
so eventually you're gonna enjoy that 7-star Cyborg.
He's great right now. He's
not
just like
cool.
he hits so hard. It's insane.
Yeah, you pair him with Kree Noble and you'll get those assists.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. It's really cool.
I have a 6 red star Kree Noble and even she hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Man, your guys' rosters, your red stars are way better than mine.
I don't.
I can't use any of them, so don't worry about that. That's the trade-off.
Yeah, that's true. We talked about it last week. I pulled a 6 red star Kingpin, so it's not doing me any good whatsoever.
Oh, I got one of those too.
Nice.
Welcome to the club.
It's so bad. Yeah.
We're both crossing our fingers for a Kingpin rework. That'd be great. I'll take anything. I'll take just like hit.
It's a good character. It's just that the red stars don't really benefit him.
No,
he's great because of his kit, not because of his stats.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Just even if the bodyguards got the stats from him with the red stars, great. That would be awesome.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But hopefully, fingers crossed later on. When you talk to Bender here, just tell him, like, hey, rework Kingpin for us. Come on.
Yeah.
So anyway. Be good. Going on with war results. How are you guys doing with war this week?
Oh, we ranked up with them. But like the start of the week, we lost our first, but we won our second. But yeah, last week we were slaying it. Oh my god, we were on a roll. But yeah, this week off to 1-1.
All right, Valley.
We are 2-1 this week.
I think we are 1-2 this week. I think we're gonna lose we lost the one. No, actually, I'm sorry. We lost the first one of this week. We won the one 2 days ago, and then we're probably going to lose this one that we're currently in. So we got less than 4 hours to go on this one. They're about to full clear us, but we're finally in Gold 1, so this won't kick us out of Gold 1, which is nice. But we ranked up to Gold 1, I think 2 or 3 wars ago. So I kind of like the new war, the league info.
Dude,
it's great.
We're Silver 2. I love it. And just even like now, like you're just getting better loot and stuff. I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm a fan.
It's much better value for the time that war requires than it was before these leagues.
100%.
Yeah,
and it makes it like I feel. Yeah, I agree with the time put in feels justified. So especially when you're getting. You're getting more serious about war. I know we're getting more serious about war in our alliance, and
totally.
Some people like just can't keep up, so they're getting replaced, and that's the thing. It's like, it's not personal. It's just business. You just gotta. This is what we all want. It's better for the alliance. If you don't want to participate, you're the weakest link at that point. So,
yeah, I think that we're about to do some house cleaning. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Don't add that in, Charlie. I know nothing. Nothing has happened.
You know nothing. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. So anyway, what can you give us some team advice, Valley, based on I'll throw out one question with this just because we kind of hit on it earlier. Some team advice for raids and with U7. I know, like I said, I was thinking about working on Wakandans, but then you said no, you should work on shield and or
well, here's the thing about Wakandans. Wakandans are very good about punching across and punching down. they're not going to be doing that in Ultimate 7. They're always going to be punching up, and that's not where they do the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me just look at my save squads real quick just to
I finally got my BKT to 200K, and it's
That's
just
awesome.
Oh, they're so good.
Nice.
They're so good. Well, I mean, the thing I have with the teams now is my BKT, like easily my best team outside of defenders, but I don't use defenders for anything really, you know. Actually, I'll wait till after this segment to ask about this. Go ahead. So finish.
I don't know. Yeah, BKT is probably the best one. Ultron, if you got him, that kind of makes the team on its own. The team that I use is Ultron, Mantis, Drax, Doctor Strange, and Hand Sentry, and that one actually does good in the raids as well. Yeah,
wow.
Basically, it's just there to protect Ultron.
I was gonna say,
all these characters are there to protect Ultron. Doctor Strange is there to kind of bring it back to life.
Oh my god, what a hilarious team! But
that's
killer.
Actually a really good team.
I believe it, dude.
It protects Doctor Strange. The Shield does okay. They're not that great. X-Men, awesome for one node. Brotherhood is okay in Ultimate 7. My Avengers, they're kind of a fodder team.
Sure.
You know, they'll do good. But I have Captain Marvel in that team as well. So they got some trickiness there.
Right.
Power armor is about damage, and they don't really have the damage from what I've seen in the raids. Wakandans, if you said you're going to use them for a sacrificial team, so if you're doing that, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect them to kill a few enemies in Ultimate 7.
All right. Well, that's why I asked. I didn't know.
Until you put them to at least 200. I wouldn't expect them to do too much.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try to get to, because I have Shuri at 7 stars. I have M'Baku at 7 stars. I have Black Panther at 7 stars. It's just Okoye and Killmonger that I'm lacking on. But I was just like, I just need maybe something. My Defenders is my highest team right now. They're at 272K for that. And they tend to, like, I'll throw in like a shield team to help, clear some alts and whatnot, and maybe do a little bit of damage and help out, sustain a little bit. And then I'll send in my BKT or BRT, as I'm calling it.
Yeah.
That's and then I'll go and
my power
Defenders.
Armor. They've been I've been using them as a alt bait, and also just like a huge AoE, and then bring in BKT to like get that rocket alt to hopefully finish everyone off. And it's been kind of working, but I can only do it for one node in U7.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been experiencing in Ultimate 7. The first 2 nodes, I could go in with my main team and just eat it. After that, I got to throw in other teams and then use my main team, because my main team can't one-shot the nodes.
Yeah, that first boss node is a killer, especially when they drop down all of the when they drop down like the last 9 characters all drop at once, and you're just like, they're just taking turns and wiping everyone else. Like, okay,
when that happens, that's when you could bring in X-Men and kill all.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try that. We'll see what happens with that. But
you want to bring in your filler teams just so hopefully you could kill some enemies and they'll use their ults, and then your big teams could come in and wipe them out.
All right.
And it might take all 5 charges for that one.
Oh, it definitely does.
Multiple charges per node.
It definitely does. But that's luckily those boss nodes, like, you can team up with some people. But I tell you what, the one that really gets me is the one, because I'm in the center lane. Center left is where my lane is, and the Ultron minions, like I think the 4th regular node. The top left corner of that is they just one-shot everybody with their basic. It's just insane. I do not like that node whatsoever. But I have to figure out, maybe people have getting some teams and whatnot. Maybe I'll have to increase I'll try to get my level of maybe like 73, because I'm currently level 72 right now, and maybe that'll help with killing these Ultron minions, which are like, because it's the Ultron minions, it's War Machine, Iron Man, all that stuff. It's just brutal. But
yeah, they specifically picked all those characters for a reason.
Yeah, I know. It's like, motherfuckers. But anyway, so Valley, what is your favorite character right now in the game?
Favorite single character?
Yeah.
Geez, this is some huge recency bias, but right now, Ghost Rider, because I get to test out some new skills.
There you go. Hey, no, there's no. You could be biased, recency bias.
Oh, I'm always my picks are always going to have a lot of recency bias.
Right.
It's okay. I totally am in favor of it. Cool. Awesome. Well, Valley, thank you very much for coming back on the MSF Insider podcast.
Oh, wait,
you can find
before we quit,
Oh.
I have one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
So
yeah.
My first character is almost at T13. It's Minerva.
Ooh,
I
okay.
know,
Good.
I know. I'm missing 12 of one item. Where the hell do you get Superior Gamma? Because I'll tell you what, it ain't popping up for me.
You gotta be lucky.
Yeah, you're
It
lucky.
pops up in the supply store once in a while, and once in a while it'll pop up in the raids in the war
Oh
store.
my God.
Yeah, as well
You gotta
as
be lucky. That's the thing about Gear 13 and Gear 14 is huge RNG to progress.
yes,
So.
and open your 1,000 orb war orbs.
Right, that's what I've been doing. I've been saving up for those.
And now that they're starting to give them out like candy now, so it's like with the
Dude,
new.
I tell you,
tiers.
this has been the only thing that's frustrating. Everything. Oh, Dom, you need Ultron. You need Ultron. And it's like I don't even have my first Gear 13 character.
No, that's what you need for Ultron. Every time you see a superior unique in the store,
Buy it.
which is 72,000, buy
Totally.
it. I don't care what character it's for.
I should. You're absolutely. And I don't do that.
You're eventually gonna need all of them. So whenever you see that, buy it. If you see it in a war store, maybe buy it, but definitely the supply store. Spend your gold on all that because they are rare.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
and-
fair.
And if
You'll
you're
need them.
super serious about getting Ultron, when I did it, I refreshed that store 6 times a day.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's fair.
that's what is that? 200 cores every day just to refresh the
About,
store.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's-
silly, but
Okay.
if that's what you're trying to get, I definitely recommend doing that. So
And it took about 2 months of refreshing the store every day
Right.
to get the pieces I needed. So it takes a while.
Okay, that was my last thing before we end it. I'm sorry I held us up. Thank you so much for that because that's been my.
No, because a lot of people don't know where they come because you might never see them.
Dude, I've honestly been like, what's going? Yeah, that's my first character. I'm really happy. I'm really proud that she's almost Gear 13. Like I did all of her, but
All the easy part's
I
done. Now
know.
the hard part is getting
I know. All right, dudes. Thank you so much, and again, thank you, Valley.
of course, and you can find Valley streaming on YouTube and Twitch. On Twitch is twitch.tv/ValleyFlyin/76.
ValleyFlyin 76. Yeah, Twitch is the only weird one. Everything else, all the other social media, everything is ValleyFlyin.
And that's youtube.com/ValleyFlyin. And you've been really ramping up your Instagram lately too, right?
Trying to. I gotta get more consistent about that, but I
Yeah,
post on there.
That's the hard part as well. That's
stuff,
Instagram.com/ValleyFlyin. We'll post links to that in the show notes below. So if you want to check him out, you can check us out at Instagram on, oh God, wow, I just totally botched that. You can check us out on Instagram at OG.podcast. Our Twitter is OverachieversP. Our website is beingoverachiever.com, where you can get this episode and every other episode where we talk about video games, fashion, Dom's mustache, all that fun stuff, whenever we can. So anyway, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys next week for our regularly scheduled podcast.
Bye.